Hi everyone, I hope you guys can see me. I'm just trying to see something here. Okay, sorry, I am a couple of minutes late. I had no idea how to get into the live stream. I was just playing a record. Okay, so hope you guys can see me. And if anybody is watching already, if they can give me a thumbs up or something, that will be awesome. Okay, so let me get started. I want to start sharing the screen. Okay, I believe I'm live on YouTube. Okay, until I get better at this, please bear with me. Anybody who is watching, let's see, anybody who can give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for me and RS Puzzle. Thank you. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I need to get this sorted out. Okay, thank you. Okay, welcome. Thank you. If you guys are watching, it means that you are interested in doing either one of these three things. One of them is you are trying to ponder on the meaning of life. Okay, the second thing is you might be wondering if there is more to life than just taking care of yourself and your family. Is there a way that you can contribute? That's what you are pondering on. And that is why you're interested in checking out the space. So I appreciate that. The third most important thing is you're interested in your own personal growth because you feel like you have a potential that is unstoppable. Okay, so either of these three things. So which one is it? You have to pick for yourself. For me, all three are very important. And that's what I want to play because I don't want to play small. So if you don't want to play small in life, you are in the right place. Okay, thank you guys for commenting because I was like shooting blindly here. Okay, so thank you. So nice to see you guys. So again, like last week, we are going to break this down into sections which are manageable. Like let's see, setting the agenda for the day, doing a small thought exercise, and also trying to connect with our and align with our own purpose here, and try to leave with a few action items if possible. Okay, and intermittently I will also check the comments, so I appreciate that. And please, if anybody wants to join, I am going to put the sticker out here so that you guys can see what's happening. This is the StreamYard link for anybody who wants to join. I'm also going to do one thing. I'm going to go paste this on the comment section, and here is the agenda for the this is the thought exercise for the day. This is the thought exercise for the day. So while you are listening to me, you are welcome to think about what are the top three things that you do on a day-to-day basis. I'm not interested in what you're doing weekly, monthly, once in a while. No, every single day, what are you doing to nurture your dream? It can be small pockets of things that you're doing little by little. It is called the compound effect. You are going to, because every big thing is a product of all the small things that you are gathering along the way. Okay, so what are the top three things that you do to water and nurture your dreams every single day? It can be only a 5-minute thing, but please, I want you to think about it. If you haven't been doing that already, from tomorrow, I want you to get on that. From today, I want you to get on the journey. Okay, so that was the StreamYard link. Let me post it on the comment section if anybody wants to join, because I am going to. Okay, fantastic. Okay, thank you. This is good stuff. I think I've posted on all these places, I believe. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so now there is this agenda for the day which I had in mind, which is plan your life by. Okay, so this is the number one thing that I want you to think about. What is, okay, so this is going to be the agenda for the day. It is plan for success. Plan for success in a way that it doesn't seem like when you are successful, and we will talk about the definition of success. Plan for success in a way that it feels like it is not by accident, but because it was completely intentional on your part. So let's talk about what we have just talked here. So if you're joining this space, you value through three things. You value three things in your life. You're either wanting to up your game, you're in your second innings and you want to become unstoppable, and you think that there is much more to life than just taking care of yourself and your family, and you want to do something that will radically positively impact the world. And the third thing is you're pondering on the meaning of life. Is there more to this life? Okay, so I am getting some awesome responses. Thank you, guys. This is cool. Yes, please put down all the things that you think that you are doing in your best capacity to nurture your dreams every single day. If we can start talking about how to get onto that journey of deciding what our dreams should be. We can also talk about that. You have any questions, any ideas, any things that you want to talk about, you're welcome to come, and that's a streamlined link that I posted. And one more thing I wanted to show you guys, this what is the plan for success. I'll just post it one more time for you, anybody who's joining. Again, today's idea is let's plan for success, let's design a life of our choosing, and when success comes, whatever that might mean, we will also talk about the definitions of success that we have for ourselves. It feels like it has not come by accident, but because it has come by intention. Okay, I've repeated myself twice, so I am going to get started. Let's see, I'm going to check a few messages. Okay, hello. Okay, hi, hello. Okay, welcome. So excited you guys are here. Thank you. Planning, roadblocks, assessment, and execution. I like that, sir. Yes, planning, roadblocks, assessment is so key. And execution, very nice. Plan for success, design a life by intention, not by accident. Yes, that is the agenda of the day. Are you introducing any business? You are welcome to come and talk about your own and how you are trying to overcome uh, hurdles in your own business. Manish ji, Ushake, hi. Okay, I will be talking about what I have in mind right now a little bit, because the agenda is how can you plan for your own success. So the first most important thing I want you to understand is there is no culture in the world that hasn't told stories, that hasn't propagated ideas over generations through the art of storytelling. So, one more thought exercise for you guys is I want you to come on board and share a beautiful story that has radically shifted your perspective or changed how you navigate life, because you heard that story. Maybe it happened to you in your own life, or it has happened to somebody that you know, or it is a story that your grandmother has told you, anything that has changed your life. So I would like to tell the story that has changed my life, and these are the principles that I understood from that story is what I try to implement in my own life, and this is what I share with my parents who approach me, because without this concept of resilience, we are not going to be able to overcome the hurdles that we are getting, whether it is a business, whether it is our own personal upheavals that we keep getting, and all those things. So here is the thing. uh, let's, for simplicity's sake, let's call these two brothers Ramu and Shamu. Okay, so Ramu and Shamu each get a gift from their mother. So the mother says, okay, Ramu and Shamu, you are now off to, having your own job in the big city. So I want you both to have these these plants. Okay, so she gives potted plants to them, and it's sort of a housewarming gift kind of a thing. Okay, and then she says, take care of it, because this is as if I'm watching over you, kind of a thing. So Ramu and Shamu, of course, they're twins, but they have different personalities. So each one of them take it to their homes and start caring for them. So this is how Ramu's philosophy is, right? He's like, okay, I'll just water it once in a while, and I'll just watch it grow, and it'll be okay. And I'll put it in a place where there's a nice sunlight, and I will take care of it. So Shamu, on the other hand, is like, oh my gosh, mom has given me such a nice gift. I want to, impress her. I want to take care of it really well. I will water it a little bit every single morning. I'll take care of it. There's plenty of sunlight and everything and all that. And he puts it outside in his backyard, and both of them are taking care of it that way. Okay, so eventually Ramu also moves his plant outside. So both their plants are outside, potted plants. They're growing really well. Of course, so there is a place where these, the sun is shining and everything, but at the same time, they're both very vulnerable to all kinds of, thunderstorms and rainstorms and snowstorms and all kinds of things. So it's okay, season after season, they're seeing it grow and everything. One day, a very, very, very big windstorm comes. So what happens is, they, of course, they take care of themselves. They're staying safely indoors. Ramu and Shamu both are worried about their plans, because they're like, oh, this is mama watching us over and all those things. And the next day, after the storm subsides, they go out to check on their plant. Okay. So Ramu, who has been not giving a whole lot of nurture compared to what Shamu was doing, was surprised to see that his plant had actually survived the huge windstorm. Okay. So Shamu, on the other hand, who was nurturing it every single day, pruning it, cutting it, making sure everything was good, feeding it regularly, removing the soil and replanting it and doing all these things, sees that his plant is gone. It is a gigantic big mush in the backyard. Of course, he tries to salvage whatever is remaining, and he tries to plant it again. But here is my question: what just happened? Uh, can anybody tell me what just happened to why is the plant, which has not been taken care of so well, had grown to take care of itself even in a windstorm like that? So anybody, any ideas? I will wait for a couple of minutes to see if anybody has this, and let's see. Okay, so if you have any comments on why you think that plant survived, you're welcome to put it in the comment section. Okay, so while that is happening, I will give you a small hint in the form of another story. Learn from others' experience. Shamu had a rough life. Okay, learn from others' experience. I'm reading the comments here. So somebody is saying that Satish Singh ji is saying that Shamu had a rough life, so he felt like he should take care of the. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I can see an answer here. Strong roots. Okay, the winner is Om Shanti. Okay, let's go. Yes. So strong roots. Yes, Ramu's plants. Ramu's plant had developed strong roots because it was being watered only once a week. It had to find and struggle for its own food and nurture by trying to go deep within the soil in the pot to find water. So what was Shamu's plant doing? It was continuously getting nurtured and taken care of. It did not develop any strong roots because it did not find the need to do that. Okay, fantastic. This is awesome. Thank you. Yes, indeed. So this comes down to the point of, should we nurture our children in a way that every single misstep or every single misfortune is constantly being handled, taken care of? There's so many parents. I teach in 20 different countries. I teach robotics and coding, and everywhere I see some of the parents are sitting next to the child, making sure that they understand what I am trying to tell the child. Okay, my request to parents who are trying their best to protect their children is this: do you want your child to not develop these deep roots now when the stakes are lower, or do you want them to struggle little bit right now when they are under your under your guidance, and grow up? So think about this. This is a thought exercise for all the parents. Okay, so that was my story. Yes, struggles teach us to survive. Yes, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes. So learn from others' experience. Ashish Mehta ji says, learn from others' experience. Yes. So the bottom line for this story is that, so if anybody wants to come and join and tell me a story, tell us a story of something that they have experienced and that they would like to talk about, I would love to hear, please. Because, okay, an important lesson. Thank you, sir. Yes. So the idea is, the concept behind this is the one that taught me, the concept that this story taught me is resilience. Resilience is, in the face of failure, in the face of failure, you are giving yourself the permission, the courage to go and strive and do your best. So Team SSR says, one should allow the child to develop and fight struggles on their own. 100%. Yes. Okay, thank you. Yes. So here is the thing. Let's go down a little deeper if you want to understand the concept of resilience, and we'll keep talking about that. Okay, soundscapes, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming back. Very nice. Okay, so here is another question along the lines of resilience. Now, I have other topics I also want to like to cover on personal branding and how to plan for success. So let's talk about this. A bamboo tree. If you see a bamboo tree, I want you to go read about it. If you have any, if you find some literature on it. But here is the story of a bamboo tree, right? A bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow, but it doesn't break the soil until its fifth year. Until its fifth year, it doesn't break the soil. So here is a question. Does the bamboo tree start growing in its fifth year? So should we nurture it all these 5 years by changing the soil, watering the seed? Should we do that? Is that necessary? Or should we just, keep doing what we are doing and hoping that things will turn out well at the end of at the end of the fourth year, when it is about to break ground? So the minute it starts breaking ground in the fifth year, in 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Okay. So here is something for us to understand, right? So I'm making a segue into how to create our own personal brand and plan for success in a way that we showcase our strengths to the world. So that I'm slowly getting into that area. Okay, so the bamboo tree is by itself. You don't see anything on the ground. You don't see anything on the ground. You're like, okay, okay, okay. Fifth year, it shoots up in 5 weeks to its full growth. So the idea with personal branding is a term which you can use to identify your own value set, is to identify who you are as a person, to showcase to the world your strengths that you have, the positive impact that you can make in this big gigantic world, the legacy that you want to create for yourself. That is what a personal brand is. So if the bamboo tree was not so sure if it will break ground in the fifth year, would it make an effort to just continuously trying to absorb and nurture and feed itself and do all these things to grow? No, it will not. So this is what I want you guys to focus on. I just have a quick, I'm looking at the comment section, and Team SSR has a question. Please, Team SSR, if you have a question, you're welcome to either come on stage or comment. I would like to cater to, I have my own agendas. Like, I want to talk to you about personal branding and how to plan for success, but I also want to talk about stress mitigation and a lot of other things as well. So yes, fail fast is one of the ideas if you want to grow. Yes, soundscapes, very well said. So Team SSR, I'll wait for your question while I continue. Yes, Om Shanti. Yes, you can you can cook fish for somebody. You'll keep feeding him you'll have to feed him every day. But if you teach him how to fish, then he'll take care of himself and feed himself for the rest of the life. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great, great, great points. Thank you, Archana. Hi, Archana. Ujwal ji. Namaste. Okay. So I will keep waiting for your questions. Please either come on board, share a story that has changed your life. It can be something that your grandmother has taught you, told you, or somebody that has given you an idea and changed your perspective about a few things. It can be any culture, any religion, any country, because remember, every culture thrives on storytelling. That is how we connect with each other. Okay, so I am getting back to personal branding. Personal branding again is something. Uh, so if you want to identify what your personal brand might be, this is how you can start. The first step is you can try to understand what the other person values in you. So somebody might be saying, wow, you write so well. Wow, you draw so well. You speak so well. There are some things that people keep saying to us. If we pay attention to that carefully, we will find what is invaluable within ourselves. What is it? And believe me, how can you convert this passion, this strength into something that people will be ready to pay you for your expertise later on? So that is the game that we can play, right? Your personal brand is something that you identify with. What you try to identify what other people are recognizing in you. You can like and then you can see, I like to do that really quite a bit, and I'm glad that people are recognizing that in me. To pursue that. Okay, and believe me, you can make it into a brand, a professional brand, where you can help people pay money for the expertise that you're providing. A lot of people say, I'm 50 years old, I'm 60 years old. Is it too late to build a brand? It is 100% not too late. I have a 72-year-old client as well, and we are working on his own 10-year prospectus right now. So he says, hey, the rest of my life, however long I have, I'm planning to have a healthy, happy, peaceful life. I want to build my next 10 years. I want a blueprint. So we are creating a prospectus for him. So a prospectus can be built at any age. You can build a prospectus at any age. I have a 3-year-old client, I have a 72-year-old client. Everybody has the same personal growth agenda for themselves. So, okay, so you can ponder on this idea a little bit more. What can make me invaluable? What can make my strengths shine? If you can answer that question, what are my strongest attributes, you will find out the answer to this um, within you. Okay, so you can also be acutely self-aware and also outwardly aware, where you are like watching out for what people are going through. What are the struggles in the community? Can I bring some solutions? What can I do? What can I do? That is the question that you can keep asking yourself. And remember one thing, you have to be fluid in what your ideas are, because what might matter right now might not matter in 5 years. So it's okay, you can keep re-evolving yourself. Americans, I live in America, and Americans have 4 careers in their lifetime. 4 careers. It's not like my father or your father who had worked in the same exact company or bank or institution for 40 years of their lives. So things are evolving right now. Millennials and Generation Z are not even sticking around for 9 months because they are trying to look for their calling. Okay, they want to make an impact quickly. But of course, that is another side of the problem, where children, I mean, youngsters are not understanding that making an impact takes time, right? So um, we can keep talking about it. And okay, so let's see. Okay. Let's okay, guys. Thank you guys for your comments. They're hilarious. But here is the thing, right? How can we? No, but I will tell you the positive energy secret. I will tell you what it is. I'll tell you right now, Archana, to your point. I have a failing business. Okay, by society standards, I have a failing business because I have two office spaces that I cannot pay rent right now, right? Because the landlords want rent, and I, because of the COVID from the past 18 months, I mean, excuse me, no, from the past 1 year, I should stop exaggerating. From the past 1 year, I don't have business, right? I mean, as much as I would like to have. So if I consider myself a failure, what is the point of trying, right? What is the, what is the idea right now, right? Why should I even continue? Why should I even make this effort to think that maybe I can positively impact somebody else's life? So that is why I keep thinking of that Ramu and Shamu's story so much, because that is the resilience. I want to dig deeper, 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 and anchor myself into my own self-worth of, hey, it's okay, I'm going to continue, I'm going to continue trying. It's okay, it's not all a lost cause. That's what I keep telling myself. So that's what that's get carried away and get a little sentimental, but the point is, I still want to, the dream that I have to try to positively impact as many people as possible is still very much intact. Of course, the avenue has changed. I would like to have a physical classroom. I am now zooming my way around the world, right? It's okay. So if I had a physical classroom, I would have just been teaching children from Atlanta maybe, but now I have this platform where I'm able to teach a lot of children from around the world. It is amazing to see people who are in Jordan and Syria, and all these people who are struggling with war and a lot of civil unrest, children in Honduras that are who are surrounded by drug wars, children in India who are sitting in their 400 square feet homes, who are trying their best to read and study and learn coding, and to up their skills. And there are children who are Hispanic children of Mexican background who are in a family of 10 people in their house. They only have one cell phone and they're trying to code. When I look at all of these children from all these parts of the world, I'm like, I should not be complaining. So that is the reason why I try to stay positive. Archana, I hope that was a very long answer, but I hope I answered your question. So okay, so again, let's get back to the thing. For anybody who has joined new, I would like to reiterate. Let me see if I can. Yes. What are your top three things that you are doing to water your dreams, nurture them every single day? Okay. So one final thing I will try to conclude. If there are no questions and nobody is joining, I can wrap this up at in half an hour. But so that I'll just quickly run through my agenda and be done here. If anybody wants to join, you guys are welcome to. Okay, so one final thing about personal branding, and then we will move on to the next idea. Okay, so what is the so personal branding, right? So let's take, you are a YouTuber, you have some ideas, you have some original ideas, you want to propagate them, you want to spread them, you want to change people's perspective, or or you want to bend their mind, to, because they're going forward in this direction, but you want them to also look here and there, and you want to bend their mind to be able to think differently, right? So let's say you have a YouTube channel. If you say, if you think that as you're establishing your personal brand, your professional brand, I wish there are more listeners, I wish there are more people who are absorbing this content. I wish, that when you wish like that, and when you outsource your happiness, your fulfillment of building that personal brand, if you outsource it to people, uh, hoping that they should be the ones who should be giving you these accolades, or clap for you, or say you're awesome, and you're waiting for those thumbs up, uh, if you're waiting for those likes and shares and all the good job from outside, And if you're not finding fulfillment by creating a brand, by creating content for the YouTube channel, and if you're not finding any kind of a fulfillment from there, then you have outsourced your personal power to somebody else. If people don't show up right now, I am so grateful for all the 37 people who are watching right now. I appreciate that. But if I say, so even if one person shows up, right? Usually I know it is going to be my mom who will show up. But even if she's watching, I will still have to try to find out fulfillment for what I'm doing from within myself. That is the whole point. So I wrote down three things. Okay. Okay, so let me see. There are some questions that are coming up. Let's talk about some deep questions as well. Okay, I'm going to go here. So one thing, right? Let me type a comment and let's talk about this. These three things, right, on the screen. Okay, you can already see it on the screen. What are the top three things that you are doing to water your dream? So let me tell you my answers, right? Let's see. I do one, read like a maniac. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. I thought I could just, okay, learn every day. And three, oops, build content that I can build content. So these are the three things that I do. So 1, 2, 3, to water and nurture my own dreams. That is what I do, because that the goal that you have will define what you have set yourself up to, right? So this is called the compound effect. The compound effect is where you are saying that, hey, I have started, I have this big goal, but how do I get started? You can do compound effect, little by little, little by little. You are trying to add value, create this, and when you look back 1 year from now, you have built this massive content, you have read 500 books, you have learned so much, and you are almost a different person that you don't even identify yourself, like you're a brand new person, right? So that's how I try to nurture and water my dreams every day. So yes, so please, when you're building your personal brand or your professional brand, I want you to please stay positive as much as possible and see your compound growth day by day, so that you can give yourself a pat on the shoulder, good job, right? And then keep continuing. Don't dishearten, don't give up soon, and just don't outsource your happiness to other people's likes. Okay. Because you'll get bitter, you'll get frustrated, you'll get very disheartened easily. Okay, so let me do a quick roundup of the comments, and then we can move on to the next agenda that I have, because I have some questions I would like to answer here on the stream. I'm going to do a quick rundown. Okay, let's see. Plan for success, blah blah blah. That's the one that I wrote. Sorry. Realign my focus. Okay, somebody said planning, roadblocks, assessment, and execution. I love it. Realign my, okay, Varun Kapur says, realign my focus, create a to-do list, and try to finish all the tasks, set new goals depending on the solution. Okay, so this one, okay, so this one, planning, roadblock, assignment. Okay, plan. So just wanted to put this out a little bit. So here is the thing with that. My focus, create a to-do list. I want to talk about more about to-do list. 1 second, to-do list, and trying to finish all things. Let me write down. It's better here. To-do list, and I want to talk about to-do lists and trying to finish. It is kind of like a little overwhelming when I hear those words, and I'm sure people who are trying to finish all the tasks on their to-do list, it is equally overwhelming. So please, these are unrealistic standards. Let's talk about it. Okay. Depending about, set new goals depending on situation. Great. Okay, so maybe you did not mean it that way, Varun, but I just want to address that a little bit for others who have similar goals of like, I want to attack my to-do list and like finish, until I finish I cannot sleep and all that stuff. So okay, so let's see. Okay, have you heard of sports? That's basically national schools. Okay, school. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that. Okay, plan, nurture, implement. Beautiful. Dream is a whisper. So okay. Story, important lesson. Thank you. Anybody? Okay, thank you. Okay, this is good stuff. Okay. Personal branding is the art of becoming a knowledgeable, likable, trustable. Yes, yes, yes. So in this, I think I will just change the sequence here a little bit, because if you understand logos, ethos, and pathos, okay, let me talk about this as well. Noble, I just want to shift that a little bit here. Likable, I agree with all these 3 points. Trustable, but just shifting perspective to think differently on this. Okay, so that's that. Okay, thank you. The greatest achievement of human being not exist in the realm. You to think for success, mantra, one should be ready for failure and strive for excellence. 100%. Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. Okay, people are getting murdered. Okay, so there is a little bit of a pivot we might have to do. Um, okay, so before that, let's do this. I feel successful if my talents and strengths can be a blessing to the people around me and make a difference. 100%. Absolutely, Usha KG. Yes, 100%. Yes. Why Janta expecting more rather than awakening? Okay, so now this is where I want to pivot a little bit. Savi ji has asked a question earlier also. This is where I want to change the topic just a little bit and talk about all these things that are happening around us and what we can do to still keep our anchor of peace very much intact, even though things are unfolding around us, which we don't appreciate and which we don't agree. So this is where I want to go. Okay, somebody is saying my 3 things are learn, share, and evolve. So I'm closer to my dream 100%. Okay. Okay, long-term goals, short-term goals, and prioritize 100%. Okay. Now let's talk about this as well. Long and short-term goals. Okay. And this prioritization is so important. Okay. Here you're not the host. Okay. And then that, let's just carry it forward to the next day. Yes. Yes, exactly, Archana. You should be comfortable with carrying forward that list to the next day. You should be able to sleep over that list that you haven't been able to get to. That was the only, really the only point I wanted to make, and you have already made it. Carlita, kindly suggest few names of the book. Okay, so few names of the book. So I have been getting these requests, like book recommendations and everything. I have it website. I will send. I'll give you the link. Um, okay, soundscapes, condition of language. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, fantastic. So, okay, let's go back to the question that I wanted to answer, which is a little important. First things first, let me try to give you the link that I was hoping to give you, which is if you go, if you can bookmark the soundscapes if you want. It is the resource that I have. Like this is whenever I'm trying to like think of some of the good books that I want to read and go back to over and over again. You know what they say about books, right? Books is the one, books is the gift that you can actually keep going back to over and over again. So that is the gift that you can keep opening up over and over again. So that is the link for the books if you guys want to see. Okay, so okay, so it is an incomplete list. I started making it 3 weeks ago. I have a ton of others that I'm planning to add. Okay. Okay, guys, just let's stick to the topic here. Okay, so let's see. Mm, I have Savi Singh ji's question. I would like to see because she says, if Savi ji, if you want to please. Okay, I think I found it. I found it. Okay. Okay. So this is a question that Saviji is asking. People are getting murdered and public is sleeping. Why so? Okay. Ma'am, I'll tell you something. Just taking this example, maybe it is a very frivolous, like a very simple example, and it is not even going to capture the depth of the question that you're asking. The situation is grave, whatever you're talking about. Some people are being murdered, it is being portrayed as suicide. Some people are committing suicide. Some people, if you hear the story of hikimoris, hikimoris is a Japanese set of people who are living lonely, and the number is now going to reach 10 million in the near future. That's what they're saying in Japan. They're living alone by themselves, either because of their addiction to technology, or either because they are. I wrote about hikimoris in my blog as well. If you are welcome, you're welcome to check it out. So hikimoris is, if you see it, the how they come to their end is so painful to hear. They live alone, so nobody knows about their existence. There are people who are youngsters, even people in their 20s and 30s, who have either some kind of addiction problems, or have so low self-esteem that they are not able to step out of the house. They start off by not leaving their house, and very often they stay for 10 to 15 years in their own house, sometimes not even leaving their bedrooms. So hikimoris, I can paste this link if anybody is interested to read more about it. So I also wrote about why. So you're welcome to check this out. This is about hikimoris. If you're interested, this is a real phenomena that is happening. A lot of people around the world right now, especially in the mental health space, are struggling to cope. And if people are getting murdered, people are getting, people, even for us, right? Sushant's fight is so important to us. In spite of whatever we are going through on a daily basis, we are all showing up here because we feel like it is an important thing to do. It is something that we have to do for our children's sake, so that there is no other person who is martyred like Sushant, right? So if you understand, people are trying to cope their best and do their best. So my question is, my point is, let's try to do the best that we can, and if possible, let's enable people by creating awareness, creating education. So Saviji, I keep seeing you in these lives. What are you doing? You're using your voice. You are probably sharing the lives that you're participating in with your friends to create awareness. You're educating those around you. And the most important thing, I always use these three things, right? Awareness, education, and empowerment. So you are using your voice. When people see that, hey, I am using my voice, Saviji is using her voice. When people see that, they are empowered to use their own voice. So we just have to wait. So we are right now in the middle of a mass awakening. Mass awakening, thanks to Sushant, we are in the middle of a mass awakening. So let's be hopeful that we are only going to carry this forward. Look at the dialogue that we are having, look at the engagement that we are having. Who are all these outsiders? Who are all these Greta Thunberg? Who is Rihanna? Who are all these people who are trying to sabotage our farmers movement? Of course we want justice for farmers, and we have to trust the authorities, and we are going to support both the parties, and we are going to hope for a great outcome for everybody. Farmers across India, the unsung heroes, right? Not just farmers in one location or anything. So everybody is doing whatever is in their capacity to try to make change. For you and me, it might feel like we are not doing enough. Why are people sleeping? Let's get up, let's do this. It is easy to get riled up and like just go for a day or two and like go crazy. But are we making this fight sustainable? That is what I want us to think. I want us to think, even though, again, remember the compound effect thing that I was talking about, even though we might not be able to sustain, do a whole lot in a day, if you can do little by little activism, little things to create awareness, education, and everything. We are not sleeping, we are trying our best. Everybody around you wants to positively change the world. I'm 100% sure of that. So and I know for a fact that you're also a very positive person. So let's, in our capacity, whenever people, those of us who are using our voice to get onto platforms, let's use it and spin the narrative. Let's bend people's mind to spin a narrative where, hey, things are moving along, please join, and let's try to keep pushing this gigantic so there is this story of syphilis. I don't know how many of you have gotten a chance to Here, the story of syphilis. In productivity and personal growth management, a lot of times syphilis name comes up. So he is this Greek person. He's this Greek king who has been given a task. Okay, so there is a huge, gigantic mountain, and he has to keep pushing a very big boulder, a very big rock up the mountain. So what happens is, you have to imagine what is happening. So he's climbing up the mountain, and as he's pushing a little bit up, because his goal is to get to the top of the mountain with the rock, that is his task, right? He keeps slipping just more so, like 10 steps back. So uh, the problem with what we are having in our society is, for five people who really mean well, who are doing awesome things to change the world, there are 50 people who are ready to drag them back. Okay, so that is the reason why it feels like the public is sleeping. We are not. We are not. We are trying our best. We are trying our best to raise a voice. We are trying to question the authorities. We are writing letters. We are calling people. We are boycotting Bollywood. We are doing so many things. So remember, anytime you feel like little frustrated that things can go a little faster, I want you to think of syphilis. He's like, he keeps moving things up, but things don't move fast enough, because he has a giant boulder. He's getting tired, and so like that, there are always people who are going to be sabotaging our progress, and that is what we have to watch out for. There'll be always these villains in these stories, right? So, but if you are the hero of your story, you will find out, you will question all these people's intentions, you will try to be aware, again, awareness, education, and empowerment, and keep moving along. So okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about this, because I felt like it is an important topic that she has brought up, and that is exactly what I feel like most of the days. I wish things can go faster. I wish things can move quickly, but things are moving. We are just not like paying attention closely. It's okay. Okay, just want to see if there are any questions before I move to another agenda, like planning for success, or trying to repair ourselves throughout the day. Okay, I want to try to talk about that. Um, Trying to repair ourselves the rest of throughout the day, like how we can take care of ourselves, those kind of things. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit and see. Okay. Uh, Okay. Why Janta expecting more worse rather than awakening? Yes, we just talked about it. It's just mindset shift, Saviji. You are awakened for whatever it's worth. I feel like I'm so woke, right? No, I'm just kidding. But we are trying to, because we have found out a few things, now we cannot, now we are awake. Now we know. Now from here, we can only get back up, sit, and start running. We cannot go back to sleep, right? So that is the kind of momentum that we have to create in Janta. That is what we have to do. That is our responsibility now that we are awakened. Okay, so okay, let's see. I'm a huge fan of these two things. People are writing about their. Okay, so uh, okay, so okay. Okay, guys, so whoever is spamming like this, so okay, let's take things a little lightly. Ma'am, do you like men with thick beard? Okay, let's keep this light. I'm going to be honest. Unfortunately, I used to like people with beard, thick beard. But what has happened is, if you see anybody right now in the world, like 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old guy, everybody has a beard. So now my tastes have changed. Okay, sir. uh Singh ji, does that answer your question? I hope it does. Okay, everybody has a beard, and so that's not novel anymore. Okay, just kidding. Let's move on to the thing at hand. Okay, so mm, yes, so here is the thing, right? Yes, negative mentality. Sometimes we just get sucked into the whole narrative and like become pessimistic, even though we try to stay positive. Yes, true. Here is the thing, right? Identify and put a joint united front to make societal changes 100%. Yes, sir. We need to identify where our pitfalls are, not get carried away in negative talk, not let other people sabotage our progress, and just keep our focus on the goal. very important. Okay, so got this, you got this, yes, 100% we got this. That's the kind of question, yeah, that's the kind of mentality that we should be having. Okay, in my family. Okay, so let me see. I am people in my family who are leadership development space. So every day living room chit chat. That is amazing. That is amazing. Uh, okay, that's okay. What's your thoughts on people who are more like wolves in sheep clothing? Okay, so let's try talking about the to-do list and the things that we want to talk about. First, let me address these as well, and then we'll go back to, because that will be a little longer. So if so, identifying that those people are wolf in sheep's clothing is half of the battle, Swatiji, right? So you identify that they don't have your best interest, they don't have my best interest in their mind. They're trying to do something to manipulate us, to take advantage of us. They're trying to do a lot of things right here, so that they can sabotage what we are going through. Yes, what we want to accomplish and all those things. So trying to identify and trying to stay away from them as much as possible. Or communication. I'm a huge fan of communication. If you are able to tell them how you feel, hey, I think I recognize what you're doing. You are acting a little strange and you're trying to sabotage some of the things that I'm trying to do, or you're trying to take away some of the things and taking credit for what I've done. I've created this YouTube video, but you're trying to take away credit for that. All kinds of any kind of thing, professional or personal life, identifying and communicating the what you're feeling is very important. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, so I'm going to see. Okay. Okay. Okay, so okay, I got it. I got it. So you have your own counter. Okay, good. You like beard more than men. Good luck. But remember, life is being very, very long these days. Life partner or somebody to share life with you will be good. If you are able to have conversations with your beard, hey, that there you go. You already have your life partner. Okay, so okay, guys, I am trying to. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is getting out of control, guys. Okay. Uh, okay, so okay, let's go. Okay, so this is good stuff. So let's I will go back to we can wrap it up in like 15-20 minutes if nobody has a question. Okay, I'm glad that you guys are having fun at my expense and this 17-year-old guy with a brand new beard. Great. Okay, so now let's start talking about hairs, please. Okay, let's get back to the agenda. Somebody asked, right? I manage my to-do list. So they're great points. That is what he or she, I think it was Warren, he or she is trying to do to little by little move his dream, like syphilis, right? Like trying to push that rock up the mountain. He is trying his best to feed and nurture his dreams. He's creating a to-do list. He has a task list. He's like getting it. I just want you to remember that when you create a to-do list, I would like to let me share my screen if that's possible. Okay, let's share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, so site code. Let me see if this is possible. Okay, so fantastic. Okay, so I am sharing a whiteboard here, and let me talk a little bit here about the to-do list. If you understand the brain, and if you, I mean, I'm going to be a bad artist here, but like your stem of the brain and everything, and like blah blah blah. Okay, into the spinal cord. Okay, so if you see all these, so these neurons are firing and wiring together, and all these electric circuits are forming based on your different experiences. If you have trauma in the past, if you have any kind of joy in the past, your identity is shifting as you become a new mom, and all kinds of things. There are all these neural networks, right? So if anybody is interested in writing a to-do list, I highly recommend doing this. So create mental maps or mind maps if possible, rather than like this. Because what happens is If anything is linear, the brain tends to ignore it and doesn't pay a whole lot of attention to what you're doing. So I request you to create to-do lists like this that are going to be more effective. So let's say you have this in your day, you do this. Okay. So your macro task is uh, pick up groceries. Okay. Pick up groceries. And so you say you have to go to the. So for that, what do you have to do? You have to identify what you have to bring, like you have to identify what you need, look in the refrigerator. So all these things, right? Identify and allot a time like 5 p.m. You can get whoops. 1 second, let me erase here. Okay, so 5 okay 5 p.m. you can leave the house. Like if you can create a to-do list, right, like this, in the form of, the brain can easily recognize these kind of tools. So I want you to try to think of a good way of writing your to-do list like this: macro tasks to do and any minor tasks that will lead for that macro task to be done. Okay, so one more thing I want you guys to understand is this: please, you also will have to develop self compassion. It is very, very important, because nobody can be compassionate towards yourself than you. That if this to-do list is not done, if some of the things are not done today, as Archana was also mentioning, you are allowed to sleep. Okay, you are allowed to be okay with it and sleep. But of course, you should be having some kind of non-negotiables, like, hey, this task and this task I cannot ignore. These have to be done. So we'll get into decision making and doing the most toughest things first thing in the morning and all those things as we go along. But this is one way to think of to-do list. Okay, so I had another question, and then I'm going to check comments if there is anything, and then we can wrap up. Okay, so somebody was mentioning, let's do this. Okay, no, let's do this. Blue color, black. Okay, so somebody was asking 1, 2, and 3. So knowledgeable, sorry, not knowable. So how can you is it knowable and then likable? These are very valid points about how you are building and creating momentum for your own personal brand. But I just want you to understand which one has to come first. Okay, so let me explain to you how this will work. So let's say I am coming to you for some kind of a donation. Okay, so I'm coming for you for a donation. I'm like, hey guys, I am building an orphanage. I would like for you to please contribute, because I need all these things, blah 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 and everything, right? So I need all these things to buy all my children some food, books. I want to change their life positively. You can also be a part of this mission if you contribute, and all kinds of things, right? You're kind of sort of convinced, and you're like, wow, this is good stuff and everything. But there will be a question in your mind that should be answered first: is Rachana trustable if we are going to give her funds to run this noble cause? Okay, so in that case, if I don't establish trust as my first thing, personal branding is trusting. Am I trustable? If I say that I'm going to come at 11 o'clock live every Wednesday, of course, 11:02, it was 11:02. The first time it was 11:15. But the point is, am I trustworthy? Am I believable? Can other people rely on me? That is what is going to be the most important thing people are going to rely on. So that's why I just want you to, in your personal branding, I want you to first pivot and go to trustable first. How can you establish yourself as trustworthy? And then, of course, you show your knowledge, you become sort of familiar. People are like taking your name everywhere. Oh, he's the person who is an expert, she's the one who knows everything about this topic, or something like that. You establish that leverage, and then that is how, obviously, this is a byproduct. This is like you becoming likable is a byproduct. Okay, so here, that's the stuff I had. So let's see, ma'am, I like more beard. Okay, so let's go back to putting my own banner here of this question. Okay, so let me see. I will check some comments here. Mm, okay, so let's see. My heart always. Okay, so let me see. Now I'm going to check. I think I have answered these questions. I wanted to answer long term and short term goals and priorities. You know what? Let me do it for next week. I think we can close the show quickly if you guys don't have anything else, or we can even talk about decision making. I have two more thought exercises for you guys to think about, and then we can go. So my heart on this timidly has started to bring down the stars and then I start with them. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So very, very well said. Very well said. Yes, our mind is all our making. So we have to keep telling it that we are the boss. Need to shift. Okay, actually, what am I saying? Okay, dude, this seems to be going on and on and on. Okay, same session with this. Okay, so donate your long way. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Timetable for every day important because sometimes it does. Okay, so here is the thing. Is there a to-do list or a timetable for every day is important because sometimes it doesn't? Okay. Again, I like this question. Let's go back here 1 second so that we can keep doing whatever we were doing there. Timetable and to-do list, right? So let's go back here. Chrome tab, sideboard. Okay, let's do this. So if you see this, you have to have. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Okay, so here it's a little ugly, but I hope you'll forgive me. Mm, ah, okay, so let's just one more thing about self-compassion. I just want to expand on that one uh, because I feel like on a daily basis. Hold on, let's do a brand new thing actually for just self-compassion and timetable. Okay, so let's say, so how about this baby steps, right? So that our goals are bite sized. So what is bite sized? Again, we are going to go back to the compound effect. Okay, how about we make our gigantic goal and split it up into bite sized goals? If you already have that in your mind, then you can create a task list, like you can do this mental map kind of thing. But if you are not accountable, so Archana was asking, should I have a timetable to so set timetable on a daily basis so that I just don't get carried away, right? Here is the thing. If you don't have a set agenda for yourself, Archana, or anybody who is interested in personal growth and try and want to achieve their dreams, let's say these things, right? So this is if this is an amazing guy, if you want to read his biography, Cal Newport is this gentleman. I have like 10,000 heroes, and he's one of them. So, Cal Newport is one of my heroes, and he is a hero because he simply says no to social media. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. People are like, "Oh my God, how are you going to sell your books? You write books on all these cool topics. How do you make people realize that you have a huge following? You're so popular, right? Oh my God, because people are buying your books. But what about the other people who should also be buying your book and all that, right?" So he says simply this, right? He's not on social media because he has this schedule which caters to his needs, dreams, and aspirations about how he wants to positively impact the world. And that is how he's so regimented about incorporating. So he will do I don't know exactly if he does this or not, but I'm just saying that I have taken a book out of his leaf, and this is what I do. There's some non-negotiable pockets in my life. So 5 to 7 in my life, this is what I do. Like every single morning, I generate massive content for my website because that is my personal brand. Then 7, I check my WhatsApp or any messages that some of my loved ones or any people who want to reach out to me are doing, right? And throughout the day, I just try to stay as regimented as possible. Of course, does that mean that I will always be so strict with myself? It is not possible. But one thing is possible if you remember two things, right? Let's talk. So, first thing is this: regret versus self discipline. So, the idea is if you see which one is more painful, discipline. I just want to see who can tell me, uh, who can tell me here which one is more painful, regret or self discipline. Anybody can tell me which one is more self disciplined. I mean, which one is more painful, regret or self discipline? So regret. Yes, sir. The reason why regret is more painful is because it lasts longer. It lasts way longer than the pain of self discipline. To answer Archana's question, I will break down into chunks. I'm going to get ready, but if I don't hold myself accountable with the tool of self discipline, I will regret of wasting a day, and this pain is going to be unbearable if it is chronic. Day by day, if you are not having the self discipline to do whatever means the most to you. But at the same time, does this mean? So let me scroll down a little bit and say this. Also important in the self is self compassion. It's okay once a day I fall off the track, and I'm like watching a YouTube video, and I'm like 1 hour later, I'm like, oh my god, no, I have so many things to be done. But it's okay. I am like self compassion, and I redeem myself. I am like, I'm not that bad, not that bad. It's okay. I have watched a YouTube video of a cat begging his mama for food. The lady is like, no, I'm not going to give you yogurt rice. And I keep watching that video. It is so funny, hilarious. I show it to my children. We laugh once more, and I'm sharing it with people. I've already watched it 15 times. I've also watched a video on that bikini shoot video. I don't know if anybody has watched that video. It is hilarious, guys, but I'm sorry you will waste a lot of time watching that over and over again. There's that. So you keep falling off the train once in a while, but it's okay. You use the tools of self compassion and redeem yourself to get back on. So that, hopefully that answered your question a little bit. Okay, so let's go back here and okay, so let's see. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, let me end with a few things that I had so that we can charge up. Yeah, it happens with YouTube and all. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so okay, I just want to wrap up this with a few ideas that I want you to hold on to and maybe rewire your ideas about productivity. Okay, so I'm going to once again share this link of books. Swatiji, I just sent a link. Thank you. Okay, so likewise, so I will do one thing. I have a couple of pointers that I want you to think about while we are wrapping up. Anybody else has any questions? You're welcome to ask me. I will try my best here. Okay, so okay, thank you, Swati. Okay, so here is the thing. We are going to be talking, we were talking about how to plan for success, right? And we talked about stories and all that. So I want you to think in terms of how to regret regret minimize. So how can you minimize regret in your life and all that? So self compassion and all these things. At the end of these at the end of the day, all these tools that we are going to discuss, all these things that we are talking about right now, are actually things that are going to be um, helping us to plan our success and make our success look like, not as if it has not come to us by accident, but because we have set the intention to do it. So one thought I want you to leave with here is, so next week we'll talk more about goal setting and decision making and all those things. I want you to think about this. I want you to ask me difficult questions, because this is a space that I have created because we can ask each other difficult questions. Okay, about regret, about personal loss, about what is happening in society. And Saviji, I really appreciate your question. Sometimes we have that frustration, but here is what we can do, right? We can design our life with intention if we understand that the baseline that we can operate from cannot be disturbed at any point of time. So here is one thought I want to leave you with. Let's say my child is about to come back from school. I am all like ready. He hasn't seen me in 8 hours. I'm so excited to receive him. I'll give him some snack and like all these things, right? I'm planning actively so that I'll be in the best mood. The minute I'm about to leave, where is my cell phone? 1 second. Okay. So the minute I'm about to open the door, like a minute before that, I check my cell phone and there is an email from my boss or somebody, some friend or somebody who has sent some unkind words to me. It has hurt my feelings. Now what has happened? I'm physically, I will go and open the door for my child. But mentally, where am I? I am where that person who has sent that email, how dare he does that? How dare she does that? My baseline has been disturbed. So I want you to understand what is disturbing your baseline every day for you to go and look for other kinds of distractions so that you can feel calm and happy once again. So this is how you play your infinite game in life, right? By trying to always understand how you can establish your baseline without disturbances from outside bothering you. And one final quote, I want you to all march to your own drums. So here is what I will leave you guys. Are you marching to your own drums in life? Or is anyone else setting the agenda for you? For you. Okay, so are you marching to your own drums? This is a question I want you to ask yourself until next week. Are you marching? So you find out the answers, come up with some ideas, and tell me what is happening that is sabotaging you from your own unique personal goal. So please, nobody has come today to ask questions, but I am appreciative of for those of you who have come online to ask. Please, you're welcome to come and like be off camera. For the longest time, I couldn't be on camera myself, so I totally understand. Yeah. So what is your power? Are you marching to your own drums, or is anybody else setting the agenda for you? Okay, with that, toodles, bye, and enjoy your day and stay awesome, stay happy. Bye. Okay.